The concept of design is wishful thinking of the modern man. So let us discuss atheistic philosophy and the wishful thinking of modern man written by Gora. The primitive man thought that a man-like spirit inhabited everything in the world. The modern theist is accustomed and trained to plan and design with law and order in his daily life. This is disguised in faith in divine purpose. Atheism dismisses the assumption of design and awakens the people to sense of equality. Theistic philosophy looks at universe as a law-bound cosmos and all phenomenon including man as a part of it. But atheism recognizes freedom of the individual and interprets the universe in a different way. They look at universe as a collective concept, as a flock of birds. Each bird is an individual and together they form a flock of birds. But each bird is important to form a flock of the birds. The different things in the universe are dynamic and changes often. They are not permanent, but the collectively they together is named as universe. Further individualities give the impression of the order of the natural law. Several grains of sand make a heap of sand. The shape of the heap does not reflect the shape of the sand. The irregular shapes of the sand produces the regular shape of the heap. Likewise, universe is a collection of individuals. Theists think from the universe to man and atheists think from man to universe. Human imagination indulges in several collective concepts. Family, nation, society, government, world and humanity are collective concepts. All systems and institutions are material forms of the collectives in the modern world. The political system of government derives authority from the cooperation of the people and the revenue generated in the form of taxes by the people. But theistic attitude made people as subordinates and did not allow them to have freedom and the right to govern. The society is the collective of common personal factors of the individuals. Each individual has common factor and a personal factor. The commonness may be more or less with a certain group, but each has their own personal factor that belongs to themselves. So individual is a reality. The individuality makes the man to grow along with the growth of the society. While the commonness among persons stabilizes the social relations, the differences move the society forward. So it is very important in the society to have different opinions so that that society moves forward with different ideas. Commonness should be there to some extent, but not very much, as it again follows the theistic ways of following a single idea. The shift of emphasis from the aggregate to the individual restores the dignity of the individual, which has belittled in theistic understanding. Therefore, atheists wield political, economic and cultural systems as instruments. It is argued that as the universe is the collection of the individuals, man is a collection of cells, but the focus is on the cell and not on the man. The fallacy of the argument is clear when we see as the starting point from his imagination goes synthetically towards universe and analytically towards a cell. It is not the universe or the electron or the cell thinking of the man, but it is the man who thinks of them, giving them a shape and consideration. Atoms do not exist for the man who is not aware of them. Due to the significance of awareness, the individual is a reality and he is not a mere collective of cells. What becomes predictable in human behavior is not on account of destiny or of dialects of social being, but on account of man's objectives and his travel to his purpose. Gandhi's Satyagraha is a large-scale attempt to recognize the freedom of individual. As Satyagraha asserts the freedom of the man to know the truth and to insist upon truthfulness, it is a theistic principle. It could have been the starting point of a theistic movement in modern age. but Gandhi gave the message through theistic language. So, post Gandhi, people remembered the theistic attitude of the message, but they forgot about the truth and satyagraha. The philosophy of existence recognizes the existence of human as the real purpose. This is really atheistic and allows individuals to free themselves from the impositions of custom, governmental authority, economic pressures, and cultural inhibitions. But it should have been appreciation of social obligation, otherwise hippies and Beatles are the products. They do not have any social responsibility towards society. The philosophy of existence is the protest against the oppression by spiritual and materialistic systems. It lacks social complement. That is the only problem. Otherwise, it is having a very strong atheistic attitude. So, this philosophy was not accepted by large. In spite of their limitations, materialism, Gandhism, and philosophy of existence have advanced civilization towards atheism. With the change in the thinking, questioning increased, and among the theists and realistic appraisal also increased. Gandhian philosophy increased the fight against injustice through satyagraha. All this philosophy could not get equality among people. They could not give scientific outlook and individual equality. Scientists continued to be superstitious. Astronauts who landed on the moon prayed for the success of their scientific adventure. Science is essentially atheistic, but without the adoption of atheism, scientific progress is liable to be misused. With the changes in the thinking of people, Europeans are mostly secular and they go to church for social contacts only. Muslim religion abolished superstitions. Buddhism, if stayed for long, could have reduced superstitions, but Shankaracharya revived Hinduism at that time. Buddhists of Far East are far more open-minded. The rise of Marxian materialism in Russia and China demonstrated that revolution in outlook brings about revolution in the ways of life. The materialistic Americans and Europeans exploited Indians who are godly and slave-minded. The appreciation of freedom of the individual gives a fresh orientation and freedom to the systems of life in all aspects. Customs and governments no longer dominate over man, but the man becomes their master.
For more videos, please subscribe to this channel Positive Atheism and activate the bell icon.